All right. Uh, what's up, YouTube? Like I said, I'm trying my best to be on here, on and off as much as I can. Today, I got some mic drops to talk about. I haven't done a mic drop in a little bit, but a lot of people know that I actually started most of my video content doing mic drops. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do know a good amount of information. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, I'm self-taught, so everything I learn is just from experience and just being out there, trying and trying. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fail, you don't learn. So definitely did learn a lot already in the 3 year span of shooting videos. But I was able to link up with Reap, and we did a mic drop. It's been a while, like I said, but we finally did one. And believe it or not, I actually had a lot of videographers hit me up about my process. My process is pretty easy. So when I first started, I believe I only had one camera. Hold on, let me check something, guys. Gotta make sure you can hear me. All right, bet. My process is pretty easy. So when I first started, I believe I only had. I was just making sure the audio was good. My bad, chat. Um, so when I started doing these mic drops, I only had one camera, and a question that a lot of people asked me were like, "How do you keep the transitions from angles to angle?" And a lot of people assume, "Oh, you must have two or three cameras, like a three camera setup." And at the beginning, no, I didn't. I had one camera, bro, and one camera is what I worked with. And the question was, how do you keep your transition so smooth from angle to angle to angle? And the answer is really easy. I talked with the artist. You know what I'm saying? We Before we shoot, I told them, hey, listen, to make these mic drops smoother, try to keep your hand postures, your movement all similar, as close as you can. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, but you know what I mean. So when there's a bar, for example, some crazy like I pull up in that skirt, he'll do the little skirt. I'm like, bro, when that bar comes up, do the little skirt. If you're talking about a gun, blah blah blah. I'm a shooter. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do a hand gesture, a gun hand gesture, do the hand gun gesture through all the takes. How many takes do I do? At least 3 takes, the minimum 3 takes, and the 3 takes covers the forward shot, the left side shot, and the right shot. Let me show you right here. This video in particular was a 2 camera setup. You know what I'm saying? I've upgraded it throughout the time, so I don't gotta worry about, you know what I'm saying, doing that anymore. But it still applies. Hold on, guys. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. I was just doing that anymore, but it still applies. Hold on, guys. Let me see if there's something going on right there. I got some feedback, but I don't know where it's coming from. Yo, still there. Trying to figure out where that's coming from. I got some feedback, but I don't know where it's coming from. Mic check, mic check. Yo, still there. Trying to figure out where that's coming from. All right, whatever. Um, So like I was saying, your three main shots, it's your forward shot, your left side shot, and your right side shot. So right here, for example, this is my forward shot. This is my forward shot. This is the main shot. I call it my main because it's usually the main. It's the clip that I use the most. And then of course you got to do a left side, and I also have, where is it at? A right side shot. But this is kind of like over the shoulder. I kind of wanted to be different with this one. So I did a over the shoulder type of shot, but it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a right side shot. Those are your three main basic angles you need to get for these open mic. Hold on. My fault. My fault. My fault. All right. Those are, like I said, those are your main shots. Your left, I mean, your forward, left, and right. Those are the basic three shots you must have in every mic drop, in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert. These are just my personal opinions. Obviously, I learned a lot from Off the Block. There's another one called South something. Hold on. I think I probably still got the names on here. But nah, I don't. I don't think I do. Like I said, that's just my opinion. I've learned a lot from watching a lot of mic drops. Obviously, From the Block being the most popular one. Just learning how they, well, I just observed how they did their things and I kind of applied it to my work. Now, this is where it gets fun. After you get your three angles, the most basic angles done, you got to start getting creative. So for this, like I said, this video in particular, this was a two camera setup. So in total, I got two, three, four, five, six, two, three, four, five, six. I got six angles in total. The more angles you have, the better it looks. Just because the transitions and the cuts are just, it's clean, it's interesting. It doesn't keep the viewer. Like I said in the last video, you want to make sure your viewers aren't bored. You need to keep their eyes like refreshed. Like they need to see a different clip almost every 5 seconds or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that audio sounds terrible right now because it's rendering. You see what I'm saying? See the cuts? Mind you, these are all six angles. There's six angles happening in this one video. But you should always want your left. You should, like I said, you always want your three main shots: your forward shot, left side shot, and your right side shot. Now, how many angles do I recommend you get in a whole shoot? Like I said, those three. And I'd go for two more. For two more, but be creative with it. Be different with it. Get a different angle. For example, this one right here, the shot right here, the right shot, it's over the shoulder. I could have easily just set it on the right side of him and just get a side profile. But I'm like, no, let me get it over the shoulder. And it gives it just more dynamic. You know what I'm saying? It's just the view of it is just more dynamic. And it cutting back and forth with the other clips, I'm not done with it, sorry. That's why that kept on going. You see how it goes from that to that? It's just, bro, look at that. That whole little scene right there was fire. But y'all gotta make sure when y'all do these mic drops, y'all have as much angles as possible. In my opinion, I know a lot of people do it differently for sure, and that's great. If you find a different way to do it, that's good. Make sure you stand out. Make sure you stay unique. Just if y'all gonna do these mic videos, make sure y'all at least follow the basic setups. You know what I'm saying? There's even been debate about the microphone you use. Um, if we get into that conversation, that's interesting. As an engineer, somebody who has actually engineered music, I find it funny when people use recording microphones for these mic drops. If y'all know what I mean. To all my engineers, I think you know what I mean. They be using recording microphones, like microphones you're supposed to have in a booth. You know what I mean? Set up, made just for recording in a isolated area, and they bring them out and they set them up on these mic drops. Mind you, those type of microphones are probably is more expensive. So it's like, bro, if that shit drops, you're fucked. Um, and then it's like the whole idea of these mic drops is to make it seem like you're performing. So these recording microphones aren't for performance. If we play along with the idea of it being a performance song, so like you want to use microphones people use to perform in. You know what I'm saying? So you guys popping out with these recording microphones and hanging them and making it seem like a motherfucker could really perform off of those mics is insane. Just as an engineer, but that's just me being really picky. Anybody else, I'm sure, would not care. They would not care, bro. Any regular person would not care. To them, it's the same thing, which I get is cool. It's just funny. The more you know. You know what I'm saying? Now, the microphone I'm using right here, it's literally one of them old school mics that they used to do for performing live. It's a performance mic, and plus it's such an iconic microphone now because from obviously from the block, they definitely made it even more iconic for performance videos, open mic videos, or mic drops, whatever you want to call them. Um, but think about that. Think about the microphone you use when you do these videos. Think about the mic stands, bro. Not the well, whatever the stand you use to hang the mic. Everybody knows my story. Back then, when I first started these videos, I had a 6 foot ladder. Yeah, I know it's like a triangle. I had a 2x4, and I like squeezed it into the top of the ladder, one of the holes, right? So it looked like, you know what I'm saying, like it was sticking out. And then I just wrapped the microphone and the microphone hang, and that shit only gave me like 5 feet, 4 feet of distance to actually play around. So I had to make sure I was able to shoot around it without getting the ladder into 2x4, which was hard because the ladder was already wide. You know what I'm saying? Eventually finding out that they fucking sell mic stands for these type of situations, and they weren't cheap at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was about like $150 to $200 for the stand that I really wanted, but you know what I'm saying? Shot some videos, made enough money, and copped it. And the stand I use, it's a professional recording microphone stand. It has wheels on it and everything, but it extends. I can't remember the distance. I want to say it extends at least 8 feet, and it's perfect because now I can get these wide shots, um, just way fuller shots, and make the video just more, once again, dynamic. I don't think I did an extreme wide shot for this one because this was a reel, so I didn't really need that. But you can kind of see it. Damn, I wish I had like a full frame of this, but you would literally be able to see this whole building and the background and everything without a problem. But this was actually shot vertically, so all that got cut out. But some of these mic drop videos I go to, I see people using C stands. I see people using these. I think it's what they use to hang like backgrounds. I seen people use that, and and I'm not hating or anything. I'm just giving out, and you know, everybody has to have their own setup, their own way, and it's creative how everybody does their own thing and just comes up with their own way to do it. But I'm just throwing this out there if it helps anybody or it just enlightens anybody. But yeah, they sell mic stands for these mic drops. These particular mic stands that will help you make everything so much easier, give you more space to set up your camera. You know what I'm saying? Just make everything simpler. But the C stands, I'm not a fan of the C stand. It's so, they're good for lights, cool. To hang a mic, I think it's kind of weird because it's like, it's the length that it hangs out from a C stand is not that long. So they got like 2-3 feet of space, and then they hang the mic, and I just feel like they're really close to the stand. So I'm like, the angle movement, you're very limited. It's very close up because of the fact that you gotta make sure the stand's not in the way. So most of those mic drops, if you pay attention, they're usually just shoulder up, and that's all you get. If you had a stand specifically made for these mic drops, you would be able to get wider shots and make the viewer feel like, damn, how the fuck is he making this video? How is the mic hanging in the middle of nowhere? Like, how is he doing that? You know what I'm saying? If you're always shooting these videos close up, it's like, damn, this motherfucker had the mic stand like right there because he's not able to do wide shots. But yeah, man, just look into the mic stands. I feel like it's a good way to start doing videos if you haven't started videos, and it's a cheap like setup. Like, bro, mic stand. These microphones don't go for too much. These performance mics don't go for too much. You can find them on Amazon. Get yourself a good mic stand, one good camera, and just, bro, play around with these mic drop videos. These mic drop videos are definitely fun. I like making them. They're easy to me now, but these are just fun to do. Especially if you get the right chops. You start chopping it up and it comes out right. Bro, what? It's fire. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little insight of how I do my things. Go do a little summary. Like I said, when you do these mic drops, make sure you do your forward, your left side, and your right side. How many angles do I recommend? As long as you get those 3 main angles, I say go for 5. Get 2 more after those 3, but make them unique angles. Make them shots, like, just think outside of the box. Like, what can I do to give a different perspective of this mic drop? You know, so you want to get in your creative bag. Start getting creative. Find interesting angles. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, look into the mic shit. At the end of the day, the microphone don't matter. But as anybody that engineers and knows about microphones, there's specific microphones you do not want to use outside in the field. Like, I get it, a lot of people won't care, but as an engineer and you see a specific mic that you know is only meant to be in the studio to record, and you're using it as a performance mic, that's just going to throw us off. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter. To the regular viewer, it's just a microphone that's hanging off the mic. Look into the stand. Make sure you got the right stand. Make sure you got the right setup. Hey, but whatever setup you have is the setup you have. And if you're making that shit work, you're making that shit work. I'm not hating on none of that. The way y'all set up y'all things is the way y'all want to set them up. And if it works for y'all, good on y'all for sure. I'm just trying to throw a little bit of enlightenment out there. But yeah, bro, this is my process, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play this back one more time, see how y'all feel about it. But you know what I'm saying? Boom. So these angles are different. And this is just a rough draft. It's still raw. Nothing has really been color graded. This shit fire. But thanks for watching, guys. This is episode 4. Just talk a little bit about mic drops. You know what I'm saying? Once this reel is done, I'll post it on my YouTube, on my Instagram. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm trying to be on here